Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at trim sheets. Basically, all they do is allow you to texture things easier by having a selection of textures right here as you see. So how this works is we have this building on an array modifier, so let's look at it in the layout mode. So this has a mirror and an array, which allows you to control the thickness and whatnot of whatever parameters you'd like. And once this processing is done and the modifiers are applied, you can merge the vertices, optimize it, clear out the center, and you'll have a pretty good product by the time you're done. This also means there's less geometry in the game for it to load, and the amount of draw calls is being reduced quite a bit. I'll go over to Unreal Engine and show you what it looks like. Here we are in Unreal Engine, and now I'm going to show you the collision of this map in a second here. As you can see, these are the same buildings I had loaded up in Blender. Same over here. Now if I do this, the collision has been minimized quite a bit. There's going to be quite a bit of collision on the sand here as it's very organic looking. Over here needs a little bit of work. As you can see on here, it's just a box with very few vertices. This reduces the amount of calculations the game has to do if this building gets hit. They don't really do anything when they get hit, but the calculations still happen anyways. As you can see over here, there's even a better effect. Another benefit of these trim sheets is making new materials is actually easy. So, for example, we see these two materials down here. One is yellow and one is blue. This is done with just a hue shift. For example, as we see over here, it's the same input texture. But we can change it with this multiply node here. Let's mess with it a little bit. As we see now, it has turned green. If we apply this to the game, now these buildings are green. Obviously, if you had more colored textures, as if I were to make these bricks colored, then those would change as well, while also keeping the original texture intact. In regards to the collision, I've loaded up an older building here that has not been optimized. Let's take a look at it. As you can see here, as with that other building, it's just a few boxes. On this one, it is constant vertices, constant boxes, and not to mention every wall here is another draw call. As for one cluster of buildings here, this is one draw call. This is one draw call. This is like 50 or something. Obviously, these types of meshes are being removed from the game and replaced with ones like this. Here's another example with some slightly more complex geometry. This house isn't very detailed, but it's there for a reason. And as you can tell, there's not much collision or vertices here, and it'll load a lot faster than it did before. Let's take a look at it in-game. As you can see here, the lighting from here definitely distorts the colors, but you get the same feeling and look. This brick texture was actually made from my own house texture in real life, so I thought that'd be fun to do. I've also added beacons to some keycards, so when you're exploring the map, it might make some of them easier to find. As with this section, you have to find another key to get down here, to get up here, climb around. There's going to be enemies that spawn here as well, and some platforms you can walk on later. But as you can see loading into the level, you'd usually start here, you can see the beacon. And I'm testing another one over here for a red keycard, but I have to change the laser beam to be red. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.